Do you want to come across as a bit of a culinary badass next time you have fajita night? How about this one? As you're plating up, setting everything out, say, I hope you may enjoy the cheese. I made it myself today. Hi, Ted here. Last week I posted in the recipe section of historybytheplate.com 2 terrific taco toppings, and one of those was Queso Ranchero, and I made the offhand comment of you can just go to the store and buy some. And then I started thinking to myself, well, it's just as easy to make homemade Queso Ranchero in your own kitchen as it is to go to the store, and probably a lot less frustrating. So how do you make that terrific cheese at home? That is what we are going to check out. Now what you're going to need is 1 gallon of whole milk, and what I have here is actually 1 gallon of unpasteurized, unhomogenized milk. Now technically this is illegal to sell, but I just happened to find this food grade refrigerated gallon of milk on my way from the store. Okay then, to get started what we're going to do is we're going to turn the oven on to medium-low heat, and we're going to, using an instant read thermometer to check from time to time, we're going to raise the heat of this to between about 105 to 110 degrees. Do not go over 110 degrees. And what you're going to want to do is stir from time to time to make sure there aren't any hot spots, so that when you take the temperature here, you get a good read. Now also, what we're going to do while this is heating, this is a tablet of vegetable rennet. You can buy it online, or also most Hispanic markets sell these for about 50 cents each. So what we're going to do is we are going to crumble that into this glass of 2 tablespoons of water. I'm just going to let it sit there to soften for a bit. Then I'm going to stir it up really nicely with a spoon. Okay, we are now at 108 degrees. What I'm going to do, actually it took longer for the rennet tablet to dissolve than it took to get to temperature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the rennet in there, and I'm going to stir for about 10 seconds, and then I'm going to just leave this for about an hour, and I can go do something else. Okay, this is looking good. We've gone for about an hour now. It's cool enough to touch the pan. And what I'm going to do, I know this knife looks like overkill. You don't need a sharp knife. It's just, I like to have a long knife, because what I'm going to do is come in here now and cut. Let me use my spoon here to stabilize things. Make about a 45-degree angle cut. Several of them actually. And you see that liquid separating. That liquid is whey. And you're thinking to yourself, no way, dude. So, got that going, 45-degree angle, another 45-degree angle. Again, it doesn't have to be a sharp knife, but it does have to be long enough to get to the bottom. And then coming back this way, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, as we can. And this is not an exact science. We're trying to chop this up. You have the liquid there that's called the whey, and then these solids are called the curds. So that is curds and whey. And I'm going to take this spoon then, I'm going to put this colander that I've put some cheesecloth in, and I'm just going to start ladling these curds into there. Okay, so we have now moved all of the curds over here into the cheesecloth lined cauldron, and my beautiful wife made a good point that a spider worked actually a lot better than the slotted spoon did, because it allowed it to drain while I was working. So I'm just going to tie the corners up on this, and mash it. I'm just kind of gently squeezing this, and I'm sure you can tell that it's lost already half of its size. So I'm going to give this a twist, and I'm going to let this stay here for another hour. Okay, we've had about an hour go by, and take a look. We've lost at least another 50% in our volume as so much of the liquid has come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of undo this cheesecloth here, and I'm going to roll this very gracefully like that into a non-reactive bowl. Let's see what I can get off there. Okay, I'm going to put the cheesecloth back in here like that. I'm going to bust this up with my fingers a bit, and then what I'm going to do is I've got a teaspoon of some really good quality sea salt that I'm going to spread in there very liberally. And then I'm just going to kind of knead this in. Knead that salt in. And you see we've released some more liquid there. And the salt is going to help to release more liquid as well. And it's going to add to the brightness of the flavor. You're going to really love it. And slide this over. Roll this back in. See that liquid coming off? That's the way. And we're going to roll that in. Very good. Roll that in. And then let's pull those corners back up. Make a ball again. Like that. And look, we're getting so much liquid off of there. Gently squeeze it. Gently squeeze it. That's wonderful. I'm going to leave this for another 45 minutes to an hour. And then we are almost done. Okay, and we are done. We've got our cheese here. And what I've done, I let it sit in the cheesecloth for about half an hour or so. Then I put it into a nice bowl just to mold it, and it sat there for about another 45 minutes. Now, this is ready to eat right now. I'm going to chill it in the fridge because I like how it tastes when it's chilled in the fridge. And it will keep for up to 3 weeks, but you know, it tastes best in the first week, and frankly, I don't think that there's any household in which it's going to last longer than that, because people are going to eat it because it tastes so good. So 25 minutes of active working time. That's less time than it takes to drive to and from the grocery store. Granted, a lot of waiting time, but 25 minutes of active working time, low stress, and how many of us can say, hey, do you like the cheese? Oh, I made that today. I hope this has been fun and informative and possibly even a little cheesier than my sense of humor. For more fun videos, recipes, and travel tips, check out our website at www.historybytheplate.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is fun and free. Happy cooking.